I mean, there was people in like groups, literally in groups, listening to it in the hallways, in classrooms. And of course, it started a lot of drama. Like, there's a lot of drama. There's people in the office crying.
Hey Lance, turn that shit up.
What's up, everybody? It's Raven, and today is a really good day because my first diss track just hit 900 plays on SoundCloud. Ah! For those of you who don't know, I actually moved schools this year. This is my junior year. I actually go to Goodrich. I don't really care if you guys know the name or not, but it's in a more like wealthy town than my old school, and I don't want to say the name of my old school just because it just feels weird. We'll just refer to my old school as old school. Last year, I went to my old school, and there's this kid named, well, I'm not gonna say his real name, but we'll just refer to him as Hothead because I think that's it's good at representing who he is. So Hothead, first of all, is a fucking hothead. He thinks he's cool, and he gets mad at everybody for doing shit to him, but he can do shit to other people, and it's fine. So this guy, he's a terrible person. He started a lot of drama. He tried to ruin friendships. He tried to ruin one of my best friend's reputation. He tried like accusing her of being a dyke, tried to get the whole school against her. He talked to a girl, and then he talked to her sister, and then he goes to their best friend or their old best friend. So he's not a very good person, and not just that, it's just his personality is just really, really bad. And I just thought that he needs a taste of his own medicine, so I dropped a fucking diss track on him. So I dropped this diss track on October 2nd, way back in the beginning of the month on Tuesday night, and not anybody was hearing about it yet, but I showed it to a couple of my friends, and then more people started to find out that night, and I think I got a total of like 20 views on that total night, and it was the catapults of it. Now there's two of my friends, they're twins, they're actually involved in Hothead's drama last year. I sent it to both of them, you know, they're saying, oh, it's fire, it's awesome, they put it on their Snapchat stories, and I was like, alright, I'm gonna drop it on my Snapchat story. So I put it on my story, and it already started to kind of blow up. Not really, but I could tell that it had the potential. There's this one popular girl that called one of the twins. They were talking on the phone. She was saying how awesome it was, how fire, and how she's gonna like tell her boyfriend, who was popular at my old school. And Hothead goes to the old school, by the way. Trying to tie this in here, just like a quick little explanation of it. I went to old school last year. Hothead was there. He started a lot of drama at old school with me and my friends. I moved to Goodrich this year. Now I made a diss track on Hothead at old school. So it's gonna blow up at old school since Hothead is kind of known there. A lot of people know who he is, and a lot of people don't like him for certain reasons, as I don't. So when this drops, you know, it's obviously gonna blow up. So the next day, Wednesday, October 4th, this is the main day that it blew up. Everybody was talking about it. If you didn't hear about this and you weren't talking about this, then who are you? Like, are you living under a rock or something? Because this is what everybody was talking about, and all the teachers were finding out about it, and it was crazy. And that day, on Wednesday, it got 321 views on SoundCloud in one day, and that might not seem a lot, but you have to take account that this old school is really, really small, and about, I think, like 430 students, something like that. So right there, 321, that's like, what, like 2/3 of the whole school already heard it? And of course, it started a lot of drama. Like, there's a lot of drama. There's people in the office crying, like specifically Hothead, and then let's say, we'll call her Snake, it's Hothead's girlfriend, who I also mentioned in the diss track a lot because she's very fake and she's kind of hoish. I wouldn't call her a hoe, but she did some hoe stuff in the past, and she's just a terrible person. But they're in the office, you know, crying, and I felt kind of bad, but then at the same time, they kind of deserved it, and they kind of had it coming. And then Hothead, you know, he messaged me. He actually messaged me last night, actually, like when it was first starting, and he was like, nice diss track, can you send me a link to it or something? I don't know why he was calling my diss track nice if he didn't hear it yet, but I sent him the link and stuff. But I heard that Hothead all day Wednesday was just like in his feels, like he wasn't talking to anyone. He wasn't doing stuff that he usually did at lunch. Like when he sat down at the lunch table, everybody was talking about it, so he just got up. And I know you're thinking, you're like, oh no, Raven, yo, that's too far, like you're bullying him now. But yo, you guys don't know this kid. Like, this guy is a terrible person. Like, he's a bully, and he deserves every ounce of critics and hate and any of that, because it's not anything new to him. Like, he dished it out. He needs to be able to take it back. Other than Wednesday, he did pretty well. Like, he didn't then he messaged me once and said, he asked me if I got the reaction I wanted because the reaction was everybody, it blew up. But anyways, let me start out with like the beginning of Wednesday. So one of the twins, I'm not gonna name her name because coincidentally enough, she's actually not my friend anymore. Both of the twins actually aren't my friends because they have a pretty good rep of not getting into, they get into drama a lot, but of not getting into like really bad drama because they're into petty drama, but there's like real drama like this where it's actually gonna affect your reputation, and they don't want the rep to be ruined, so they totally like cut me off. They cut ties with me. I had like 110 streak on with one of the twins on my Snapchat, and she just like removed me on Snapchat, and you know, on Snapchat if you block or remove someone, then their streak is just gone automatically. I think it's like that, but that's what happened with me and her, so I'm guessing that that's the case. But yeah, I'm not friends with them anymore, even though they said it was awesome, but they also lied and bring up shit and said they didn't support it at all when just the night before they put it on their stories how they support it, how you know, go watch it, how it's fire. I even have screenshots of one of them saying like it was awesome and it's fire and white boys can rap too and shit like that. So anyways, the beginning of Wednesday morning, this was 8:20 in the morning. I was with my friend Gavin. He's my best friend at Goodrich. We've gotten really close and we hang out a lot, and he's an awesome dude. I'm gonna have him, you know, be in a lot of my upcoming vlogs and prank videos and stuff like that. But I was with him, we were in the car, and at 8:20 in the morning, one of the twins, she messaged me, she was saying already drama, and I'm like, oh shit, you know. I didn't think much of it at first, but I guess when she said already drama, she meant already loads of drama, not just already drama, but there was so much drama, you know, coming out, and so many people were already starting to talk about it. I mean, there was people in like groups, literally in groups, huddled like together, you know, listening to it in the hallways, in classrooms. There was guys like memorizing it. They had their headphones in. They were listening to it in the classrooms, and they were like playing it in the hallways, I think. And it was crazy, and everybody knew about it. Like everybody knows me now at my old school. Like I was never popular ever at my old school, and now that I leave, now I'm popular at my old school, and I don't even go to the school anymore. So if I walk in there someday, everyone's gonna be like, oh shit, it's Lance. But basically, Wednesday went down as everybody just kept messaging me about it, and they kept hitting me up saying it was fire, and they sent me, you know, Snapchat stories of people, you know, jamming to it, and in the car listening to it, and it was so great. And it was like a great day for me because I never get this kind of recognition. Like I'm not like one of those big, you know, outgoing popular kids that everybody knows and talks to, so this is like a one-time thing. I never experienced this before, and for quite frankly, I don't even really know how to handle it, so I just kind of went with the flow and agreed what people were saying to me, like, yeah, yo, people wanted to make music videos with it, like the whole football team, because this guy named, I don't think he'll care if I mention the name, so I'm gonna say Ray. He's a captain of he's a quarterback of the football team. He plays basketball too, and he's pretty popular, and we're pretty cool. Like, he's a good friend of mine, so he liked a diss track and everything, and he was spreading around and stuff too, and he wanted to make a music video on it. Tony, another football player popular at the school, he wanted to make a music video on it, and everybody was just hitting me up, you know, on Snapchat, on Facebook, asking for the link to it. And since it was so crazy at my old school with the diss track, and everyone was talking about it, and no one, teachers knew what was going on, I guess the administrators called for an emergency teacher meeting at the end of the school day, and all the teachers like came together and they talked about it, and they probably played it too. And two of the high up administrators, was a counselor and like the dean of students, they were trying so hard to get me in trouble. They even called my school the next day, Thursday, and told them what was going on, and I got talked to by my school counselor about it, and I didn't get in trouble or anything. But even the old school's volleyball coach, you know, of their volleyball team, gave like a little speech to the volleyball students about how, oh, there's this kid, he knows who I am, by the way, there's this kid who made a diss track on our school, dissing volleyball players, dissing when that never happened. Like, I dissed two people in the diss track, Hothead and Snake, and they're both in a relationship, and I mentioned other people in it as well. I guess you can argue that I threw a little bit of shot at one of the teachers, but it wasn't anything compared to how I was dissing and throwing shots at Hothead and Snake. And I also mentioned the twins in it, but I was highly defending them because they were involved in Hothead's drama. So I also go to this thing called GCI, which is Genesee Career Institute. It's like a third-party skill center type of school where you go there and you take 2 or 3 hours off of your real school and you go to this Career Institute. It's a skill center, and you take a class that is involved with what you want to do when you grow up for a career. So, for example, what I'm doing digital media art. So, you know, I'm doing filming, video editing, movie production, stuff like that. But anyways, a bunch of people from my old school actually go to GCI, and they're actually like a popular squad there, and they used to be somewhat my friends, not so much, but they actually really like the diss track. So what I did is I got a big speaker, and as we were walking out of the building towards the buses, I don't ride the bus, I actually drive with my friend Gavin, but I went towards the buses just so I can meet up with them. And as I saw them, you know, I walked out them, I started playing the speaker, and they're all like, you know, they're laughing, they're saying, hey, it's Lance, you know, they're call me the GOAT. They were like asked to take a picture with me and shit like that. It was dope as fuck.
Hey, get a picture with me, bro. Hey, that boy the GOAT. Hold on, bro. Get a picture with me.
Was with the ghetto, but I go to good rich now. Making sex, spending cash, cause I'm rich now. You a white boy living in this town. Listen here, buddy, I'ma make you my bitch now. Boy, baseball is the only thing that you can hit. Every time you take an L, you throw a hissy fit. I got money and I can tell that you want it when I roll up in my whip. Cause on top of that, it's fucking lit. Cause you probably got balls, how you fucking gay. Don't mess with me or my girls, then you're fucking late. Act wild around your neck, you wear chains. And I can't bro, because I'm about to make it fucking rain. At FaceTime, I should have said, so stick to the hairline.
Hey, Lance, turn that shit up.
So when I got back to the school from GCI, I was in 5th hour and I got called down from the school counselor and he wanted to talk to me about like what was going on with the social media stuff. And I basically just told him what happened, and he actually didn't know anything about what I did at GCI, like how I blasted the music out loud. But he basically just told me that I needed to like just try to keep it on down low because he's just trying to look out for me. Like I didn't get in trouble or anything. He's a really cool dude, really cool counselor. And he was just telling me how, you know, don't like, you know, boast about it anymore and try to just have it die down now. But then Monday he found out that I did that at GCI. He thought I did it after he talked to me, so he called me out again and talked to me again. But I told him that it was before he talked to me, so he kind of let me off the hook and stuff. And even if I did do it after, I wouldn't have gotten in trouble. But everything I did regarding this, it always sent to the school, and somebody always told the school administrator. So that means like enough people knew at the old school whenever I was doing that, they would just go and tell a school administrator, and then they would know, and then they would call Goodrich, my new school, and then they would try to get me in trouble. But legally, I don't think I can actually get in trouble. I mean, this has all happened out of school, and this is, I'm pretty sure it's protected like under freedom of speech or whatever. I mean, like there's Rice Gum and, you know, DISS guy, KSI do all these diss tracks, and they don't get in legally trouble for it. So I'm pretty sure they're protected under something where you can't get in trouble for a diss track. Now, the aftermath of all this was crazy. I think, let's see, Friday it got almost 100 views, like 90 views or something, so that's basically like the whole school now. And then days from there we had like 20, 30, you know, 50, and kept varying on those numbers throughout the days after. So I'm pretty sure almost every person in the school knows about it now. They know I made a diss track on this kid, and he took a big fat L. Like, there's people saying that he was gonna make a diss track back on me, and I was like, you know, bring it, because I got some more fire for you as well. I was hoping he would actually, because that would have been dope. But he didn't, and I don't think he is, and he's good with taking the L. He even admitted it. We were texting, and he actually texted me, I think this was like the next week after I dropped the diss track though. I think it was like Monday or Tuesday. He actually asked me a question Thursday. He said, did you get the reaction you wanted? I didn't reply until like Monday, and then I started talking to him about stuff. I asked him if he was gonna make one back at me, and we were kind of like figuring out like we were gonna meet up, I guess, and I don't know if he just wanted to fight me or something. I was hoping for a one-on-one convo, and I thought that that's what he wanted to, so I was like, alright, cool, let's have a one-on-one convo. But then the next morning, he mentioned something about he wanted to press charges, and I'm like what? I thought last night we were just talking about how we're gonna, you know, talk it out and stuff, and squash the beef, but apparently he doesn't want to do that. He wants to take it as far as threatening to press charges if I ever communicate with him again, like over social media or anything, so whatever. And I mean, aftermath as it all, just like it's died down now, but the aftermath is like people are still talking about it. Like people at my old school are still talking about it, and whenever I see someone like in public that goes to the school, like at my job, they always mention something about it. They're like yesterday night actually, for example, I was taking tickets, and these guys came up to me like, hey Lance, why do you diss my boy? And they're not like mad at me for it because it was actually good. I think if the diss track was like bad, they wouldn't like me and this wouldn't have blew up. But I think since it was actually good, they gave me props for it and they actually liked it. But you know, whenever I'm, you know, ushering or behind concessions, doesn't matter. Whenever anybody sees me from my old school, they always say, "Hey Lance, you know, I liked your diss track." It was, you know, there's people calling it fire, people saying I'm the GOAT, and it's crazy because everybody knows about it now. Now, if you have not heard the diss track yet, what are you doing? Like, come on, you can't be living under a rock. Go listen to it right now. The link is in the description below. Now, before actually you listen to it, let me explain. It's actually a remix of Rice Gum's God Church because, you know, Rice Gum is my fucking spirit animal. Like, I'm little mini American Rice Gum. Like, I'm a huge follower and fan of Rice Gum. Like, I think he's awesome. I think his videos are really funny. So that's why I wanted to, you know, use his beat. It's a good beat, everything. I like how it's fast, and I like how his song was, so I kind of mimicked his tone. Just just, you know, with completely different lyrics and dissing a kid. And, but yeah, it worked though. And it blew up. I'm fucking famous now. Everyone knows about me. But yeah, go listen to it. Link is gonna be down below. Make sure you hit that like button for more videos like these and maybe another diss track in the future, maybe. I don't know. But make sure you subscribe, have notifications on, and I'll see you guys later.
Play baseball, but it's the only thing that you can hit. Every time you take an L, you throw a hissy fit. I got money and I can tell that you want it when I roll up in my whip with the top down. Yeah, it's fucking lit. Since you finally got balls, are you fucking gay? Don't mess with me or my girls, stay in your fucking lane. Acting black around your neck, you wear chains. Better get an umbrella, cause I'm about to make it fucking rain.